Bam.
We're live.
We're in business.
We're live from undisclosed location. Oh, we had a smoker in the background earlier, but our equipment was overheating, so now we're sitting in the shade.
Sitting in the shade. Maybe we'll do some action shots of smoker later.
That'd be great. Do you have a frisbee or something that we can?
Oh, you just like toss it, you mean? Just catch one right now.
Oh man, we got
I'm good.
all sorts of things that have happened in the past couple weeks to update y'all on.
Yeah.
And first off, Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads that were dads, and the dads that didn't know they were dads.
Yeah. Well, do they know they're having Father's Day?
I don't know. No, they don't.
Oh,
They don't even know.
wow.
But
Jeez.
just in case you're not sure, Happy Father's Day
Yeah.
to you too.
Happy Father's Day. Yeah. What about dog dads? I think
Dog dads.
I think dog dads got it pretty
Dog
tough.
dads are prolific.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right with you.
Who's there? It's rare. Who's there? It's rare. Come fill your time. This pod's for all. From the Finger Lakes, join in the call. Learn something new about the Cuca Trail. Upstate New York, every episode I tell. Who's there? It's rare. Who's there? It's rare. It's rare.
Man,
Pow,
back.
guys! Check out this sweet. Oh,
No,
get
not
back
me.
on me! Get
Not
back
me.
on me!
Don't look at me.
Look at this.
Okay.
Oh, where is it? Oh, over there. Look at that cool hat I got
Show the
from
sides.
Rooster.
Look at the sides. Look at those.
Personalized for It's Rare. Shattuck St. Mary's Ice Hockey,
That is sweet, man. That is cool.
and some handmade art from Rooster 2021.
So what does SSM stand for?
SSM Shattuck St. Mary's.
Okay, I got you.
That's that's where I used to work. Good
Sweet.
old days. I got to visit, man, I got to see so many cool faces last weekend that for a wedding that I've just not seen in such a long time. I had a grin on my face the whole weekend.
Did they know you were coming? Most of them.
So there was apparently I don't know who knew I was coming because
Okay.
I didn't really message anybody ahead of time because I've been busy
Right.
and I didn't know who was going to be there and who wasn't going to be there.
Right.
So apparently there was one opportunity to see the guest list,
Uh
and
huh.
that was like when you RSVP, you could see,
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
and I failed to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had no idea, and I got there and I went out to dinner, and I didn't see anybody I knew, and I was surprised.
Yeah.
And then um, I went down to this little distillery
Yep.
and brand new. So they didn't have any bourbon yet, but they had some actually decent, just like
Raw
moonshine
whiskey.
raw
Yeah.
whiskey, yeah.
Nice.
And
Cool.
their still is massive,
I'm sure.
but from a block and a half away, I could see Rooster,
Really.
and I just got a grin on my face, and I walk, and before I could even go say hi to him, I had like a person run from across the patio and somebody come from inside to say hi.
Awesome.
It
That's
was
insane that they still recognize you and
yeah,
seen you like that.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And a lot of
That's
them watch
cool.
the show, so thanks for watching the show.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you.
Pretty cool.
That is cool. How many people were like seriously surprised to see you? That's always fun when they're like shocked. You get a lot of those?
I don't know if anybody was really surprised. I mean, I was really close friends with the bride.
Yeah.
Um, some of them that I didn't know as well were surprised that like they didn't realize I was friends with the bride because the groom is an athletic trainer.
Oh, really? Okay.
He
Wow.
actually, when I left there, he took my position.
Gotcha.
So, that was the second time I'd met him. And I walked over and I said, "You're welcome," like a jerk. But if I didn't leave there,
Yeah. There you go. They would
it,
have never met, right?
maybe.
Yeah. You're like a matchmaker from just
Just,
leaving jobs. You
I'll
make
tell you,
mat. You should just right
yep,
make it happen.
it sounds about right,
Sounds about right. Oh God. Oh,
dude. It,
for for I was gonna say for anyone watching, hey, if our audio's not right, yell at us in the comments so we
Oh
know
yeah, better
for
put up
sure.
the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us
So,
know if you can't hear us.
yeah.
Um, uh, we're trying something different, right? So
Yeah.
we've got wireless audio. We're running off batteries out here. So if this works well, and let us know how it sounds, give us some feedback. If this works well, this is something that we can do more in the future. We can go on the road, take
Yeah.
this, we can take the show on the boat.
Take the show on the boat.
How fun would
Oh
that be?
man, that'd be crazy.
We should do that.
Yeah, I noticed there's a new little thing. There was like some weird thing there. What was that showing up?
That little thing
Yeah.
that tells us how good our Wi-Fi signal
Oh,
is.
gotcha. That's pretty. Yeah, we don't usually work with something like that, so we're usually cranking.
Yeah, so hopefully that doesn't mean our Wi-Fi is bad.
No, I think we're good. We got like super professional. You look like you're, dude. That camera outside is really good.
It pops. So if anybody is trying to put something together like this, we're running Mevo Start, which it does all this video cutting automatically. I've given away our secret that we don't have a video engineer, but it runs all this automatically. And then our new wireless microphones, if they sound good, uh, gosh, I don't know what the brand is. But seriously, people, if you're doing audio outdoors, you got to have a mic. You can't just, especially if you're any distance away from the camera.
Yell at the camera.
Well, you know what drives me nuts is I watch these video feeds on like Facebook Live, and they're trying to get somebody speaking publicly,
Yeah.
and the audio is atrocious because they just use the mic on their phone,
Right.
and nobody can hear that. So, I mean, a little investment, you can get a couple of these, and you can sound good,
And
or
they're
at least you can judge for
they look
yourself if
pretty
it sounds good.
snazzy too.
Yeah,
It says Vocal Lark. Is Lark the
Lark,
company?
Lark. Yep.
Cool.
So
Was I not supposed to disclose that?
no,
Is
it's
that
okay.
off?
No,
Alright.
I just didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
Lark.
not very good
So
at
they're wireless,
yeah. Pretty sweet.
Bluetooth.
Nifty. So I was gonna ask you since I went to the Laurentide expecting to see you last night. So yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
How did the Millie pantry thing go? The luncheon. I don't think we
dude.
talked
Yeah,
about it.
so we haven't yet. So every Wednesday now we're doing it.
Right.
Every Wednesday from 11 to 12. They've got coffee, and they've got like old fashioned sodas. They mix them right there, and
Oh really?
smoothies and all sorts of stuff. But bring your own lunch. Doing chat and chew at Millie's Pantry, and it's actually gone really well. We had a whole different group the first week from the second week, other than two of us.
Okay.
But I think we had 5 the first week and 7 the second week, and we're actually kind of getting some solutions to issues
Cool.
instead of
Awesome.
just talking about it. We're actually like coming up with things that we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're bringing in. I've brought in a couple people who I think might turn into volunteers there,
Really? That's awesome. Wow.
and they're people that want to help,
Right.
and there are people that need help, and this is a great chance for them to get together. And it's not just about things like that, but anything that we can do. I think it's a group of people who just want to see our community do well. So
Awesome.
some of it's brainstorming, some of it's coordinating. They're getting the business council back together too.
Oh, I didn't even, what's that?
I sent you a picture of the invitation for it.
You may have.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
Great.
but so you've got it.
Oh, okay. I'll take
But
a look at that.
basically, just for the businesses, especially the ones downtown,
Yep.
to be able to coordinate so that
Right.
not just so that they know, oh well, they're gonna have an event this day, or maybe we can all have an event one day, that
Right.
kind of thing. But that if there's something that you need, that you can talk about it together and realize that you're not the only one thinking about it.
Right. Yeah.
Things like that.
For
I
sure.
think it'll make a big difference for the amount of kind of say in what happens down there.
Right.
So
That's cool, man.
yeah.
Who's like? Is there like someone heading the council? No.
Well,
Yeah.
their first meeting is Wednesday.
Okay.
So they'd been doing it under the leadership of the Chamber of Commerce before,
Okay.
but now it will include people even if they're not members of the Chamber of Commerce. I know Rebecca from Millie's was kind of getting it started off.
Right.
Um, but I think that that's all open for discussion.
Cool.
You know,
That's
so
awesome. Hopefully, we
yeah,
can get a lot of people participate in it.
yeah,
know.
yeah. So Wednesday,
Wednesday.
if you're available.
Wednesday's a little tough, but and they're doing it during the luncheon.
No, they're gonna do it. I want to say 9 to 10 for the
9 to 10.
businesses.
Gotcha.
I don't know if we need to advertise that, but um, the lunch is just come hang out and have intelligent conversation. The We've intentionally left it so that there's not specific topics. Um, Sometimes, we might try to bring in some topics, like if we invite somebody special
Right.
to have them talk about their thing. But we've invited a lot of special people who have a lot of different roles. We at the last one we had somebody from the chamber, someone from the EDC, someone from the concert in the park series,
Wow.
someone from the Sampson
Mm-hmm.
outlet trail, all sorts of different, even just we had one guy who is, I'm going to meet up with him sometime in the near future to try to get some stuff organized, but he is just working remotely from some job at a college in New Hampshire
Okay.
and does like disability services stuff
Okay.
in addition to tutoring and other things, but
Right.
where he helps kind of get programs organized for people with especially intellectual disabilities or developmental disabilities. And so, like, he's a great resource and he wants to help and he's new to the community and he's, you know, wants to contribute. So,
That's awesome.
bringing those people together, it's going to be huge. And so, if you have any interest at all in anything like that, just come down to Millie's on Wednesday from 11 to 12, any Wednesday. Just drop in, bring your own lunch. They're not really doing food right now because they don't have the volunteer base
Right.
anymore to be able to do that
Mm-hmm.
right now. But I'm hoping that they'll be able to build that back up.
How many volunteers do you know how many they need? Need to have in a day? Do they try for a number, or is it just anybody? They'll
They've
take
got
anybody.
So they've got different things, right? So
Okay.
they've got um, their backpack program is what they're famous for,
Right.
right? So the backpack program, for anybody who doesn't know, there's no kid in Yates County who has to go hungry on the weekend because they get school lunches, school breakfast during the week, but then Millie's Pantry helps put together the backpack program where on Wednesday they pack grocery bags full of food, and then on Friday, anybody who signs up for it, doesn't matter like they don't have to qualify, they just have to sign up, and if they sign up, they get a bag of food in their backpack before they go home,
That's really cool.
and
Right.
so all those kids get enough to get through the weekend.
Awesome.
And it's a great program. So they seem not to have any difficulty whatsoever getting volunteers to do
Okay.
that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
The thing that's harder to get volunteers for are things like working in the cafe,
Okay.
because things like cleaning, working a cash register, greeting customers,
Right.
you know, warming up food, making drinks, stuff like that, little bit more involved and also a little bit more of a commitment to say, yes, I'll work 4 hours a week
Right.
or I'll work a couple 4 hour shifts, things like that. Um, so people that want to do those kinds of things. The other thing that they're trying to get started a little bit more is just people who have things that they're interested in using their space to do it.
Okay.
So um, if we want to have euchre night, we can have euchre night. If we want to have somebody do quilting, they can do quilting. If uh, I was talking to one of the people that came to the chat and chew
Mm-hmm.
about doing cooking classes because they've got a beautiful commercial kitchen and he's a professional chef. He's retired
Jeez.
professional chef.
Okay.
And so he said, he'd like,
That would be huge. A lot of people
yeah.
would take something
Well,
like that up for sure.
especially like, I think he wanted to direct it somewhat toward the kids.
Yeah.
But then the other thing is in collaboration with the Living Well, which is like the food pantry for everybody.
Mhm.
They kind of know what food they're getting
Right.
each month, and if it's like a bag of rice and a bag of beans, a lot of people don't know what to do with that. Like it's beans, especially, like to know that you got to soak them and how to do it.
Right.
That's a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
Um, so even if it's just like making videos of how to use that food, things like that could be really useful.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
How long ago was Millie started? I was trying to think.
I don't know.
It's been around for like a long time, if I remember right.
Millie Bloomquist was doing it for an awful long time, and she passed away. I don't know how many years ago, probably 8 or 10 years ago.
Okay.
I want to say, and I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me. But um, it's a neat program, and they've what I'd love to see is we should have that in every county in the United States. Everybody should have that.
It's a pretty good program.
Everybody, no kid should be going hungry,
Yeah.
and it's such a, I don't know, it's a great community effort to make sure that the kids get something to eat if they need it.
You would think most counties have something like that, wouldn't you?
Well, I think in a lot of places there's something either run by the county or run by the city,
Okay.
but I love the idea that it's done by a nonprofit
Right.
because I'm like that.
Yeah.
I like nonprofits doing things like that, and that the community itself can contribute to it.
Right.
And it's just to do it in that model, I think, is a little bit less common.
Right.
And I think it's a good model.
Yeah. Cool. That would be cool.
Yep.
Something to pitch when you run for president. 2024.
2024.
It's rare for president. So, and now I'm not sure if you want to talk about. So stop me. The Cascade Falls Mill there. What do you think about that whole deal?
About the demo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we can talk a little bit about it.
Okay.
Um,
Because I haven't gotten any of the tea, as they say, from you about it. So I'm just interested in what you really thought about the whole situation. It should have been restored, or if demoing it was the only thing that you could possibly do, or
it's the only thing we could do.
yeah.
If the the building the buildings
Mm.
that are being demolished at Cascade Mills Falls on the outlet trail, they've been unused since 1966. I'm sure they weren't in perfect condition then.
Right.
They were decommissioned. Um, a lot of things were done to make them somewhat safe,
Okay.
but uh, they certainly are not anymore. And we had opportunities decades ago to do something
Mhm.
potentially, maybe,
Yeah.
but it's just gone too far to be able to do anything now. We've brought in different groups and engineers and otherwise to try to see if we could, like, we had dreams of having it be a museum, having it be like even that brick wall could be a backdrop for drive-in movies,
Really.
stuff
That would
like
have been
that.
awesome.
Yeah, it would have been cool. But when it came down to it, it wasn't safe, and there wasn't. Uh, we even tried to get funding to do it, but we got no help. So when it came down to it, um, the only option was to demolish it, and otherwise I mean, we could have just left it there for another 20 years to rot.
Right.
Um, but what's going to happen is in the next you know couple months,
Yep.
and especially over the next year as that area kind of grows in with grass, is it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be a space that the community can use,
Yeah.
and that it's going to be like we're going to make new history there.
Yeah. I didn't know if maybe there was a plan to actually even rebuild it after you knock it down, like another. If that was
Oh,
something they were thinking, or if they were just going to leave it. lay, like, you know, just let it be
No,
grass.
what's gonna happen there is the brick building next to the waterfall
Uh-huh.
will be all buried over and covered grass,
Okay.
and
Cool.
then the lower building further downstream is gonna be they're gonna leave the slab
Mm-hmm.
so we can put up a railing, picnic tables,
Oh, cool.
whatever. It'll be beautiful down there. And
Yeah.
it completely shifts the area that we have to be able to have events down there.
Uh-huh.
So it adds parking in a roundabout kind of way because some of the space that we would be using for events now we can use for parking,
Cool.
and
Yeah.
then we can use that for events,
Nice.
and it'll be beautiful with the waterfall in the background.
I was shocked to see it made like big time news. Like I thought it would definitely make like the Chronicle Express, but it was in the Finger Lakes Times
Oh
that it
yeah,
was coming down. So I was like,
yeah.
whoa, that's pretty big, people.
It'll be you'll see it maybe a couple other places too.
Yeah.
We've got a new person helping with press releases and things like that. So
Yeah.
I think you might see a little bit of traction with some of our things.
You just see a lot of people on social media saying how sad it is and everything, and then
Yeah,
at the same
it
time
is.
you were saying that, you know, you couldn't get any help. So it's like
Right.
I guess it wasn't sad
We
enough at that time for him to help.
and
So
to give, you have to honor the history. It's been well documented. There are millions of photos of it.
yeah.
Um, I know I've talked to a lot of people who've had family that have worked there, and or family that were integral there, that
Huh.
were like main people there, and their first thing is that it's sad,
Yeah.
but then as they think more about it, they usually come around to the idea that it's going to make it a nice, safe, good, fun place for the community again.
Cool.
And we've had
Awesome.
people get hurt there,
I'm sure
so
kids going in there and being crazy, it'll happen.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, and it's impossible to keep them out. So
So what did they actually do in that mill? Like what was like the process they were doing in there back then? Do you know?
yeah, they would use they'd use the water power to generate really high electrical current
Okay.
to, and then they would use the heat, whatever from that, to make and sulfur
Hmm.
to make carbon bisulfide,
Okay.
which got used for just about everything.
Really?
Yeah, they used it for everything from pesticide to one woman was telling me that her uncle worked there and he brought a jar of it home one day, and he took a chunk of a tire and he put it in the jar and closed it, and the next morning it was gone.
Really? Wow.
So
That's some pretty
like
crazy stuff.
pretty
Jeez.
crazy industrial solvent.
Jeez.
Um, and not only that, but the refractory bricks and things like that had chromium
Yep.
because that's in refractory bricks. So no, pretty interesting history though, and they used it even to help with retreading the tires when they had the outlet tire business going.
Okay.
So a lot of really neat history, and I love the history, and we need to keep that alive. And anybody that has stories about that, I love hearing the stories, and if there's any way to record them, um, I mean, we can do this.
Yeah.
We can not necessarily here in this format, but I'd love to get anybody that has stories about the history of the outlet trail to just sit down in front of a camera and talk about it while they still remember the stories.
Yeah. That's awesome. That
Yeah.
would be cool. Yeah, you don't hear much about it.
There's a lot of written
So,
history.
yeah.
There's a lot of written history, but to be able to get kind of the oral history would be kind of neat.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, uh-oh, it's making the big time papers now. What's gonna
Yeah.
happen? So
Yeah. Well,
it didn't.
we wanted to make sure that that story came out before the building came down, so that people who did have history there, people who did want to have a chance to say goodbye or see it again, that they could go down there and they could see it again before it was gone.
Yeah.
Um, so they've got that opportunity now because the news was spread widely enough that they should be able to have a chance to see it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So I have to bring some up on the show. I thought you were bringing me blue cheese, and I called you out in public. Now I
Yeah.
got to call you out in front of everybody
Yeah.
about the blue cheese still.
Right.
So where is it?
Well, so what happened is I went to Minnesota, which is where the first blue cheese was made in the United States. And they've got caves there where they're still making that blue cheese. And they are still making the blue cheese.
Okay.
But the retail location, the Cheese Cave that I used to go to,
That was the name
it's
of it?
called the Cheese Cave.
Cheese Cave. What a name.
And it was they had all these cheeses from around the world, but they had every cheese that was local.
Mm-hmm.
They had some great stuff, and some of the recipes. I want to find somebody that knows the recipe for the blueberry blue cheesecake because it's unreal. It's unreal.
Is that the savory one?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
But I went down there and I could see the sign from a ways away, and it was the same color and the same font,
Uh huh.
but it said like El Jefe or something like that instead of El Queso.
Oh God.
It didn't say the Cheese Cave. It's a Mexican restaurant now, so
Dang.
the Cheese Cave appears to be no more.
Too bad.
I know that we can get some of the cheeses at Wegmans though.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for cheese made in the first in the caves, look for either St. Pete's Select or Alma Blue.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Did I tell you what happened with my rental car?
You did, but they
Dude,
gotta know.
I was pissed.
The people have to know.
I was calm, but I was pissed.
You were probably pretty pissed.
It was just like, I had like a 36-hour visit,
Mm-hmm.
and they took it away from me. I rented a car from Dollar Rental, and I get there, and there's no line at any of the counters except Dollar Rental and Hertz, because I think they have the same cars.
Yeah.
So I get in line for Dollar Rental, and it's like a 30-minute line. And when I give the guy the thing, he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna keep this that he was supposed to give to me, and I will let you know when your car is ready." Like, you mean the one that I reserved for 30 minutes ago? Do you have any idea how long it's gonna be? And by then I'd already heard rumblings that I'll let you know when your car is ready. You can wait over there, and I look over there, and there's like 100 people sitting there.
Yeah. Okay. So people
There's literally
and people are pissed, I'm sure.
a couple people were really pissed. Most of them actually handled it pretty well.
Really? Good.
Yeah, I mean nobody was happy, but what are you gonna do?
Right.
You
Yeah,
know, what
yeah.
can you do?
Stuck waiting.
So, so I don't know. I mean, the guy said, "Yeah, it'll probably be about 2 hours." Like you're taking 2 hours out of my very short visit that is costing me a fortune, and including the cost of the car. And not gotten any kind of refund from them, but I'm gonna reach back out to them, and if I don't get some kind of something, then we're gonna have some more conversations. But 2 hours later, after making friends with about 30 people in the terminal, I go up, and the guy's like, "All right, your car's ready." I go upstairs to where the car is, and like, "Oh, you get an upgrade." Like, yeah, because you don't have the car I reserved. Like, don't make it like it's like you're doing me a favor. I sat here for 2 hours, and this is the only car you've got. Just
Right.
like,
Yeah. Was it a nice car?
and I'll tell you, the customer service was fantastic.
Uh-huh.
The way that the company runs their business is shit.
Right. Yeah.
But the customer service was great. Oh, it was a Hyundai Sonata with like 1,000 miles on it.
Oh, nice. So you were like driving
It was nice.
pretty much brand new
I
vehicle.
pulled into Rooster's driveway, and he was like, "Oh, look at you in your fancy car," and I was like, "Rooster."
That's funny. Nope. It's a rental.
Yeah,
So it's called a dollar rental. What is it? How you say-
dollar car rental or something like that.
Why is it called dollar?
I don't know, probably because it was the cheapest deal.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Oh, I didn't know if they had something like a dollar or something.
No, it's just called dollar.
Oh, too bad.
Just a name.
Yeah, I've never rented a car. I can only
You've
imagine.
never rented a car.
No.
Did you ever fly anywhere?
Jamaica.
Oh, right. Yeah, you didn't get a car in Jamaica. Just
No, just stayed
Yeah.
at Sandals.
right.
Yeah.
No, it's sometimes I've had a rental car a few. It's hard to get a rental car right now.
Yeah. Interesting. Huh. Is it expensive?
It's a fortune right now because what happened was when the pandemic started, all the rental car companies saw that the price of used cars was shooting through the roof,
Mm-hmm.
and so they sold all their cars.
Oh, did they really?
So
Dang.
like none of them have cars,
Mm-hmm.
and now they're taking reservation. It was like a Seinfeld episode. It's like you can take the reservation, but you have to hold the reservation.
Crazy.
So
So then where you were in Minnesota when that happened?
yeah,
And then,
yeah.
so how was it from like New York to Minnesota? Like getting a car in New York? Did you get a
No,
rental car?
no, I flew.
Oh, I didn't know you flew.
Yeah, I
See that?
flew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you
yeah.
drove.
No, no.
Oh,
No,
okay.
if I drove, I
Oh.
would have just kept the car.
Oh, right. Okay. I didn't know. I say I don't know anything about it, so I don't know if you get to a destination, you have
No,
to
it's
like
too
switch them
far.
out. Okay.
It was too far to bother with
Gotcha.
driving all that way.
You flew. Would you fly?
Yeah. I don't know. U.S. Airlines or
Cool.
American
You didn't
Airlines.
get beat
or,
up or
I don't know,
anything.
some kind of airlines. I didn't get beat up.
Yeah.
I don't know which airline it was. They were all nice. I got on the first flight and I was like, okay, just my luck. This is how this trip is going to go. You got to wear a mask the whole time from the time that you get to the airport, the entire time that you're on airline property,
Even if you're vaccinated.
all the time. Yeah,
Really?
no matter what. So that's already like mildly irritating. But then the lady next to you has it like doing the thing where it's below their nose, and it's like, all right, I get it. Like I don't care because it's not a big deal, but I can do it. Why can't you do it?
Right. Yeah, just lift it up.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. But anyway, and then I'm like sitting and she's reading something in like some language that I don't understand. Nobody around me is speaking English, and they're all like she's reading something in like letters that aren't even the same letters that we use. It's a different alphabet, and which is fine. It's cool, but then we get to where we're gonna take off, and we taxi over to the whatever, and the pilot's like, "Oh yeah, it looks like they overfueled us, so we just got to burn off some fuel because we're too heavy to take off." So we sat there for 15 minutes with the engines running to burn off fuel. And it's like, okay, the 15 minutes not a big deal because I'm still gonna make it to my destination in time.
Right.
But you just literally just burn 15 minutes worth of extra fuel, and then like, how much of my ticket paid for that?
How much money? Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lot of money.
Well, and the environment and everything else. It's just like,
Jeez.
how often does that happen that they just sit and run for 15 minutes with the jets going?
Obviously,
On the
decent
ground.
amount since it happened to you. You guys say that's
Yeah.
crazy. Wow.
I don't know. It was, and then I don't know. On the way back, going through Chicago O'Hare, I tried to get food and it wasn't. You couldn't get in anywhere because I think there were some storms on the East Coast, so everybody was stuck in O'Hare. It was packed.
You should have went out on the streets and roughed it.
Drive? You mean drive?
No,
Or-
like what? Like
I
what?
only had an hour.
Oh, really? Oh, it
Yeah.
wasn't that big of a
I had an hour
layover.
layover,
Oh, geez.
or an hour and a half maybe, and to get from one place to the other, and then I just wanted to be able to sit down and eat, maybe have a Bloody Mary or something. But
You're stuck with peanuts on the plane.
then when I got back, God, it was like there was I went to go get my car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the shuttle was full to get to the parking lot,
Right.
and then it took forever for the shuttle to come back. And then finally, I get out to my car. It's like I was there for like a half an hour waiting for the shuttle, which is supposed to be pretty frequent. And this guy that works for the TSA was being a dick to the driver.
Really?
And I was like, "What's your problem? Just like it doesn't help. Like you being a dick isn't gonna help.
Oh,
It's
is
not
he
gonna
being?
get you there faster."
Oh, because he wanted to ride the shuttle. Is
Yeah.
that- Oh,
He
really?
wanted to ride the shuttle to the employee parking lot,
Really?
which they took him before they took me, which was like a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And then by the time I got in the car, I was having to have the people to watch my dog stay up late. so that I could get back. And there's a thunderstorm. It's just one thing after another.
Nice.
The whole travel bit of it sucked, but I saw so many people that, like, I lived with them. People don't understand what it's like to be at a boarding school. So it's like the people that you work with and make friends with at work,
Mm-hmm.
it's like that, except for you also live with them, like your family. The students are family. The staff, the faculty,
Huh.
it's family. Like you all live together. So it's neat. It's really
Sounds
cool.
pretty
Yeah.
cool way to do it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So when you were there, did you go to like any of your old favorite spots? Like get like food from somewhere that you would like
Yeah.
you had to go to?
Yeah. I went to this place that used to be Boston's,
Okay.
which like Boston's in itself isn't that exciting. It's a
Okay.
chain restaurant, but they just had really good people there back then.
Yeah.
They had a whole different set of people there now, and I think it was not a chain anymore. It was a different kind of restaurant.
Yeah.
I didn't know a single person there.
You went by yourself?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I had to get food.
Yeah.
And then I went to that distillery slash with a like, I don't know if there's a brewery attached or if it was just beer, but that was good. But then the next morning, I did the Laurentide Running Club
Virtually?
virtually,
Nice. Okay.
and then ambassador for the LBC Running Club. And then I went to the Grand Plaza
Okay.
with a soccer coach that I'm friends with, and got the old molcajete. The shit.
Well,
It's my favorite Mexican dish. It's got pork and chicken and shrimp and beef and like mushrooms and cheese, and
All
it's
the
like
meats.
in a big like big stone bowl.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Sounds it.
Yeah.
Big stone bowl. Yeah.
Obviously not perfectly my hey, there's Rooster. Thanks,
Awesome.
Rooster.
Nice hat. Looks good. So you didn't explain what is Rooster? Is it a business? Or
That's Rooster.
that's Rooster.
That's Rooster.
Cool.
Yeah.
Does he make like a lot of merchandise, like hats and shirts?
This is the first I think that he's done. He likes, like, you should see his garage, man.
Okay.
It's like loaded with signs and from the ceiling down, everything. He does, like, he loves motorcycle racing and all the hockey stuff. He's got some It's Rare stickers up now. Thank
There
you
you
also,
go.
Rooster, for the support. And pretty cool stuff. And then he's got where he's sharpens skates is all. It's the same. It's got all these jerseys from these legends, like absolute legends. And he's a guy. He reminds me of my boss that when, like, and I don't know if they even realize it sometimes, but like when people come back to visit,
Yep.
they're always like, "Is Rooster still here? Like,
Yeah.
where's Rooster?" And then they go find him.
That's cool.
Every person that comes back to visit wants to see him, because he knows how to treat people,
Right.
and that's, I mean,
Part of doing
it's
business.
pretty cool. Yeah,
There you go.
no, it's pretty cool. So,
Awesome.
but Rooster's just his nickname.
Is it? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
But this is the first, I think. So he hadn't done anything himself. He's always drawn this as long as I've known.
yeah.
But I think he's using some of this to help fund some of the stuff in his skate sharpening shack.
Okay.
So, but this is the first that I know that he's done is the hats, and they're a big hit. There's people sending pictures from all over the world with these hats on. So
Sweet.
I'm gonna go get my picture in front of the world's largest living sign, the world's largest pancake griddle,
World's largest pancake griddle.
and
That's for sure.
probably some other things.
We
too.
still have that record.
I think that somebody else made a bigger pancake a few years later, but I don't think that they still have the griddle.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh, too bad. We should try to beat it.
Make a.
A bigger pancake.
I was talking to
Oh,
somebody about it.
boy.
You got a friend. I was
Yeah.
talking to somebody about it, and they said that the pancake wasn't even very good. Like
Yeah,
it was.
I guess I
like they
ate
couldn't
some.
get it to cook.
So yeah,
They couldn't get the cook through.
yeah. My parents were there. I don't know if they said it was good or not, but they said I had some. That's all they told me. I was like, solid, cool. And then I think Toby Keith played, or Tim McGraw or something like that played at the Yates County Fair the year
Willie
they did
Nelson.
that. Was it
Wasn't
Willie?
it Willie Nelson?
I don't know. Maybe there's a couple people, but whoever it
It
was
could
was
be a
like,
few, but I'm pretty
how
sure
did
Willie
how
Nelson
did
did.
Yates County get them to come play? Like, look at that.
Why couldn't we do it again?
Yeah, well, we should be able to if we could have done it then, right?
Yeah.
So
I think we can.
that's crazy.
We should.
That would be killer.
My thing now is I'm hoping to be able to plan a wintertime festival.
Yeah.
Which I hate the winter, but people like it enough to go to ice bars and stuff. So I think we could make something work.
Yeah. I think an ice bar would be solid.
I want to do something a little bit bigger than an ice bar. Actually, an idea that I got from Kurt in Minnesota, that he does snow sculptures.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Did I show you this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're telling me
it's
about it.
insane. They're like, some of them are 12 feet tall.
Monsters.
So I'd love to have a snow sculpting competition here.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could have it all up and down the outlet trail, and then we could have stuff come up onto Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
Could have hot drinks from the 18th.
Good.
Hot cocktails.
Hot coffee from Amity.
Hot coffee from Amity.
Yeah.
Could have hot
Everything.
chocolate from the Cupid Candy Emporium.
Oh, sounds good. Real hot chocolate.
Yep.
Do you know they make real milkshakes there? Like the real deal at the Cupid Candy Emporium.
What do you mean real?
Like with
What's
the,
a fake milkshake?
so like you like get the malt and you like use the hand thing and you do it like hand. Like a lot of people they got like a milkshake machine. Even
Yeah.
like at ice cream places, it's like, oh, you click a button and it's a milkshake.
You mean that like to stir it?
Yeah, yeah, you
To
know,
blend it?
they got like the like hand like whatever, you know, like the old school like blender and the like stainless steel cups to make it in, and yeah, it
No, I guess I'll have to check that
it
out.
feels real, you know, just like even though maybe it's like maybe like anything else, the machine's better, but there's something about to be said about the old way. So yeah, just like soda. I was looking at how soda used to be made. That's insane.
They make them there. They
Oh.
make them at the Cupid Candy Emporium, and they make them at Millie's.
They do
They make the old-fashioned soda.
really.
You can get. They've got probably, gosh, they've got like 30 different flavors. Millie's has. They've got a real. They've got even sugar-free ones too.
Wow. Yeah, I love because I was trying to do some cocktails and I was like looking at some, and some of them like asked for Coca-Cola, like the syrup,
Mhm.
you know, and like nothing else. Like you add the syrup, and instead of actually adding Coca-Cola to the drink, and then you put in the carbonation with like club soda or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, like
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Yeah. So
Huh.
yeah.
With cocktails.
Yeah. Yeah. Some interesting drink styles like with that. They do them like down in Manhattan, nothing around here. So,
Fancy.
super fancy, man. Do you have any crazy drinks at the distillery in Minnesota?
Just whiskey
Oh, that's right.
with ice.
That's right. Just whiskey.
I'm boring when I go to a place that does cocktails because I just want the whiskey.
Dude, I got a Buffalo Trace. That's hard to
Oh.
get. So
I saw some somewhere. I saw some in Minnesota.
did you?
Yeah.
A friend of mine, Devin, he got it for me. So hooked me up.
Very nice.
Yeah. Tough to get Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo.
all
It used to be easy to get,
yeah, it
didn't
was
it?
$24 a bottle.
Yeah.
It was like nothing.
And then people found out it was good.
Yeah. And now it's like $60 a bottle. Something
Yeah.
like that. 48.
That's why everybody Barrington Distillers bourbon is shit. Don't get it.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's not good.
You shouldn't drink it.
Don't ever touch it. Actually, I tried it pretty out of the barrel the other day. It's pretty good.
I know. I had
It's
some
getting there.
too. I
Getting
had
there.
some at the Memorial Day party.
Yeah, we should have let you bring some on the plane to Minnesota.
In the little like 3.4 ounce bottles.
Can you take any alcohol on a plane?
you'd have to check it.
You have to check it in. Okay.
You could take it if it's in 3.4 ounce bottles, but you'd have to check it if it's anything more.
Those little mini shooter bottles are
Yeah.
those 3.4 ounces?
I think so. I
Really?
don't know. I don't know what they are, but that's 100 milliliters is the limit.
So did you drink on the plane?
They don't let you anymore.
Oh,
You
really?
can drink in the airport, but you can't drink it all on the plane. I think they were having problems with. I think they're just trying to avoid, and this is stupid because people can just drink more in the airport,
Right.
but they're just trying to avoid people being non-compliant and all right, and having issues on the plane. So
Are we cutting this?
yeah, we're gonna have to wrap up pretty soon here because we're running out of batteries,
And we're in the middle of nowhere.
and we are nowhere near an outlet.
Yeah.
So cool. Well,
Unless
this was
you
fun.
wanna try to get it back over there, but
Nope.
no.
No,
Cool.
we're
Alright,
good.
Happy.
Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching or listening, and we'll be doing more of this.
Yeah.
In the future. This
Yeah.
is good.
Do